Okay, first deck today, looking for a deck for GP Liverpool. Thought I'd play a league with some Scapeshift. Just as a nice warm-up for Modern. So this is very close to Simon Nielsen's list from the last GP. I've changed a few cards around, but very, very similar. Sure thing, Bobbin. I'll do Phoenix second. We can finish off with some Storm. Seems like a good plan. Not familiar with this deck. How does it work? You see, Phil, how it works is you play some ramp spells, and then you roll over and die to whatever your opponent's doing. That's how it works. It's like Amulet Titan, but you don't have to think as much. That's a generous description. And we're dead. We're against the good deck. The one good deck. I guess I mean shocking myself isn't a concern at least. So I can just get like exclusively mountains to the extent that that could ever matter. Croc Clan Ironworks. You saw Sphere and fought Tron and was excited. Yeah, there's this slight issue here. You prefer the Naya version because of Stony. That makes sense. Stony is a very nice card against our opponent's strategy. Not really sure if it matters which of these I lead on. The Tribe Elder could like attack a couple times to soften up for our opponent, but I think realistically I'm just sacking it so I can ramp as much as possible. Stony and Rip, geez. Yeah, that sounds nice. For sure. Alright. Just doing my thing over here. Draw a Primeval Titan. The one downside is we can't put Damping Sphere on our sideboard, because in the team tournament one of my teammates is going to have Damping Sphere, so that hurts in this matchup for sure. We do have a Ruric Thar though. Ruric Thar is kind of nice. Interesting. Was that list Naya as well then, Phil? I wouldn't mind taking a look at it if you have a link. What do we even get post board? We get like Abrades that do nothing. We get this Ruric Thar, which seems amazing. I guess third Relic also can kind of pretend to do something too. Alright, say go. We would like to draw Scapeshift. In fact, can I get to Phoenix so fast? Yeah, this is one I just had to get out of my system. I talked to Simon Nielsen a bunch this weekend. I blame him for this. Alright, I guess we're bolting the Scrappy. Take a look at this. Ooh, they have Abrades in their Naya Shift deck. This is kind of nice. I really enjoyed Abrades the one time we did try them out in this archetype. I'm not convinced you can play Sweltering Suns over Anger of the Gods at the moment though. This list is interesting. So, part of the problem, Phil, is our Bant Spirits player is going to have all those white sideboard cards. So it's not like I can have access to them. Though this list does look nice, and like it probably has a lot more game in these sorts of matchups. Hey JD, good to see you. Alright. This is not great for us. Keep on grinding through these. So now Scapeshift is no longer lethal. I honestly wonder whether I'm just like not meant to bolt this, so that I can actually kill my opponent with a Scapeshift. So I don't really know that I can even like vaguely win now if I'm bolting the Scrap Trawler. Yeah, that makes sense, Phil. Right, Buried Ruin. I'm willing to hand this to my opponent. I get that I'm not, like, necessarily deterministically dead at the moment, but kind of want to move on with my life. I'm bored. Scapeshift off the top doesn't even kill them now anyway, so chances that we survive 2 turns in a row are basically 0. Right, these both seem great. Abrade and Claim and Reclamation Sage all seem optimistic, but I guess we're bringing them in. Anger is the actual worst. Bob wants Phoenix. I mean, the sooner I concede, the sooner we get to Phoenix, right? I have to cut 4 more cards. Is it just bolts? Bolting down Scrap Trawlers is not really a thing, as we just witnessed. It's kind of a thing with Relic, I suppose. Cut the Acid-Moss. Any concern for Sai? I think Sai is completely irrelevant to this matchup. It basically comes down to, do we, like, when we kill them, we just go over the top of Sai, right? We just combo kill them. Need to cut 2 more cards. If we draw prime time fast enough, we win. Generous description, but drawing primetime fast certainly helps. I'm wondering if I cut one of the win cons because I'm bringing in Ruric Thar. I don't know which win con is worse. I feel like primetime is slow compared to Scapeshift or Ruric. I'm gonna cut a primetime. You'd cut Bolt over a win con. Guess, like, I'm kind of feeling like, you know, you can like pair Bolt with Relic to take down a Scrap Trawler, but maybe that's ambitious. Maybe we just want to be focused on our game plan and only have a little interaction. I'm also wondering if Mwonvuli Acid-Moss is better than like a Bolt to try and like cut them off just being able to cast the KCI in the first place. Like on the play, you can actually snipe a land, which is a thing. Set them back on mana. Alright, I would like to go first. I suspect I am meant to keep this hand. Turn 3 Acid-Moss on the play, plus an Abrade. Yeah, that's the problem, Cambo. We have a Hardened Scales player. So the TitanShift player would not get access to Damping Spheres, which honestly might just be a big enough deal breaker in itself. Damping Sphere seems really, really important to this deck. If you're not playing a white splash. I kind of wanted to give this deck a quick run, just to get out of my system. Lose quickly and then forget it's a thing. move on to greener pastures, etc. Alright. Explore. Nice. This is Prismatic Omen, great. Yeah, that makes sense, Cambo. I think I agree with you. I'm looking forward to blowing up this Inventor's Fair. What's greener than Primeval Titan? Fair point. This is the greenest deck in Modern, short of registering Nick Voss Shrine to Nyx. I don't know which of these are meant to kill. This Tutors, I assume it's better. They also have like multiples of it in their deck, so potentially turning on one that's stranded in hand, but I have to assume we're just meant to kill this. Cut off their tutoring ability. Come on, Modo. Alright. That's a nice Acid-Moss. Next time we can like abrade this Mox Opal. Start bolting them with our Prismatic Omen. Could also hold up Abrade. Oh my god. We got punished. We got punished. Killing the Inventor's Fair looked so good and we just enabled the one in their hand. Grump. Alright, there's an Ecor Wellspring. So, am I holding this for a KCI? Probably. I'm probably just playing this, playing the fetch land, bolting them. And I can hold this up for KCI. Always yes, always yield. Bolt your face. Like, I could aggressively abrade the Mox Opal, but that only buys us the tiniest bit of time. You'd abrade Opal there. I think that's, like, legit, but taking down a KCI sounds nice. I guess they can always just go find backup KCIs because of fair. Resolves. That makes sense, Bobbin. That makes sense. I don't know, it like time walks them at the very least. But I guess abrading the Mox Opal essentially time walks them too. So it's probably all about the same, realistically. Interesting. One of those lines loses them a KCI. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's why I decided to go for this. Good afternoon, Tanner. Good to see you. Right, so they can like sack this. Now I just go ahead and kill the KCI now. Or I can wait in case they decide to commit mana into like a scrap trawler this turn. No, I guess I just do that. You'd wait for another cast. I guess if they sack their things, they have like less trinkets on the battlefield for the next KCI as well. Which is like kind of helpful. Alright, now we do it. interesting. 7 mana is scary quantity of mana. Yep, that's what I thought was coming when they had 7 in the pool. Alright, I guess that takes down Valakut. Uh-huh. Spire Isha is rude. Definitely want to bolt them here, so we're not getting much use out of that fetch otherwise. Yeah, for sure, scrum it. Prime Time's like a decent draw. We need their hand to be weak for it to be good enough, but... yeah, this domes them for 12, exactly. Then they have to either kill us or kill both Valakuts. Or, yeah, killing the Omen doesn't do it. So, I guess they don't have to kill both Valakuts because of the Inventor's Fair Life. They're still real close to dead. If we had raided Opal last time, we would have won this turn. Yep, yep. I'm aware, I'm aware. It's an orc one. Oh my god, we got there! We won a game! We won a game where we drew 1 sideboard card and it was an Abrade of all things. The Mwonvuli Acid-Moss. Maybe I meant to have the second one in. It actually looked kind of okay that game. What would it be over? Maybe over the Wood Elves? Well, we drew 2 sideboard cards. What was the other one? The Acid-Moss was main deck. What's the GP? The GP is Team Unified Modern. Alright, let's try this. Second Acid-Moss. Live the dream. If we somehow beat KCI... yeah, we have a main deck Moss. Yeah, well, I'm just weird. So there. That wasn't really a comeback, was it? Ooh, they mold to 6, keep about 6, get Stone Rained on turn 3. Maybe we can get there. Yeah, it used to be a lot more common. I like Stone Raining people. I don't know about you, but I think Stone Raining people is basically the best thing in Magic, so here we are. God. One day I'm going to end up playing Ponza and I'm going to regret it. I'm going to be so embarrassed. They missed their second land drop! Oh my god. Oh my god. They missed their second land drop. I'm so excited. This is so great. Jeez. They actually missed their second land drop. I can taste the blood already. No, Mind Stone. That's basically a land. Alright. Let us commence the party. Feels so good. Feels so good. Taste it, Forest. Next time we get to Ruric Thar, now you can Stone Rain their Citadel next turn as well. Oh my god. Second Darksteel Citadel, yep, they're prepared. Let me tell you about an opponent who is prepared. Alright. This is gonna be heckin' nice. Don't know if this is correct, but I didn't put Ruric Thar in my deck not to grab it. So... lol, Ruric Thar, 3 non-creature spells in hand. Obviously. Try and engineered explosives this one. We cast Scapeshift next turn and win anyway. This is true. Oh yeah, Pact. Pact stops us casting Scapeshift. You're correct. Still. This Ruric Thar is so nice. How do they answer this? What does this even die to from their deck other than Spinavishar? Worm Coil. Fair point. Yep. Take 6. Narnum Cobra. That is a card that Ruric Thar dies to. Correct. Oh, I was meant to play the Relic out. So then I could eat the yard if they block. Yeah, because this doesn't have trample. Jeez. So they're just like auto-blocking. I am so silly. I should have had the Relic in play. It would have been great. I guess this is fine. If they want to dome themselves for 6 of a Chromatic Star, I'm kind of okay with that. Let's just play the Relic out, play our land, and pass the turn. Right. Oh, we could have killed them. Details. We can't kill them because of the 1 mana short. Stomping Ground, sack Elder, ping their guy. That is correct, Bobbin. That would have been much better than what we did. I guess they could double Lightning Bolt Ruric Thar. Go to 2. God, this is great. On the 1% chance that I actually register TitanShift, maybe overstating the amount of chance, definitely putting a Ruric Thar on the board. Alright, good start, good start. Ruric Thar is a messed up Magic card, Squirmit. I still remember the time my first ever deck in Modern, back when I was like much more of a casual player, was Mono Black Devotion. My Elves opponent played Ruric Thar. I untapped, played Phyrexian Obliterator. They attacked into the Obliterator because they had to. I blocked. They sacked 5 permanents. 6 permanents. They keep the Ruric Thar. I untap, I play a second Obliterator, they have to attack into it again. They're left with 1 permanent left in play. This is fine-ish. Kind of, question mark. We have a lot of win cons in this hand. We also have like the first 4 lands. How do people feel about this? This hand's like not great. We have so many stupid win cons. You'd keep, yeah, I think you're meant to keep. I think I agree. Just like kind of feel bad when you don't get there, but this is just like what TitanShift hands are like sometimes, right? Amulet plays Ancient Stirrings. Is the problem with that, Dim Sum. I do not have access to the card Ancient Stirrings because it is a unified tournament. Otherwise, I would agree with you. But the Ancient Stirrings decks are off the table, so I have to play something worse than an Ancient Stirrings deck. So I want to find a forest here for the potential of double ramp spell next turn should I end up drawing a mountain. Right, this exposes us to Searing Blaze, but that's probably hitting us when we cast a prime time anyway. And having the Steve out protects us from like them playing another creature. Yeah, Searing Blaze was like a deal 5 here, right? Because it gets the blocker out of the way. Makes sense. Land. Oh, thank God. That's so good. It's so good. Jeez. Infect is not available, Storm is. I'm intending on testing some Storm at some point this week, probably today. I have never played Storm before, which makes me a bit nervous, but gotta start somewhere. But I agree that Storm seems quite well positioned at the moment. I definitely want to give it a try. Things I'm planning on testing are... So I've already tested Jund, which was like very medium. Do not expect to register Jund. Oh, that makes sense, Phil. That makes sense. I don't think it matters too much what I grab here. What decks are my options? So like Storm, a Hollow One-ish deck, an Arclight Phoenix-ish deck. Oh, this means we have lethal because we can get Wood Elves. That's nice. Or we can get a Steve. Either works. Doesn't matter which we get. It does not matter which we get. Cool. Wood Elves is sweeter. That is true. So my options are like a Hollow One-ish deck, an Arclight Phoenix-ish deck, Storm, Black, Green X, which I'm probably not playing, Dredge. So, no matter what I'm playing, I'm probably like exposing myself to graveyard hate outside of something like TitanShift, realistically. We won game 1 against Burn. Since when does that happen? Just like very easily. On 10 life. That makes sense, Branch. Yeah, I'm aware there's like a learning curve to the deck that's going to be interesting, but I think it's still like definitely worth trying. Straight black-green has been doing well in the... I don't understand why black-green is doing so well and Jund isn't. Like, I'd understand if neither was doing well or if both was doing well. I don't understand why black-green would be better, though. But you can put ley lines in Jund, like... I don't get it. It's just, like, completely lost on me. What am I doing? These are in. I meant to take out the relics. Almost painless mana base. I don't understand how that matters so much, though. It's not like changing the matchups that much. Jund already beats up on Burn. It doesn't need, like, the help of the better mana base. It's fair. Bloodbraid Elf has been pretty medium. I've been really happy with Bolt, though. Bloodbraid Elf is pretty medium, for sure. Maybe I should give Black-Green a try. Hey there, Crania. Alright, what else do I want to take out? Probably some Wincons. Taking out some Wincons is fine, and like the expensive ramp spell. I think we can take out Omen. A single Omen seems so high upside though. Yeah, I'm so bad at sideboarding of this deck. Just like knowing when to take out Wincons and which ones to take out is really tough. That is a fair point, Freed. That is a fair point. You think Anger is better than Abrade? Maybe. I guess you have a point. I'm just going to trim some top end. We've got all these Baloths and stuff to kill our opponent with. Let's try this. I'm not sure how I feel about this boarding, but... I don't know. I'll try out black-green at some point, I guess. Mainly I just don't want to upset Jade by playing black-green instead of Jund. Oh my gosh, she'd never forgive me. Yeah, Freed. I really want to try out that deck. I think it looks very good. This hand is pretty nice. We need to find some life gain, but... I think I'm bottoming this because I'd rather find a ramp spell. Yeah, this hand... Oh no, I guess we could keep a land on top because of Goblin Guide. Maybe I'm being silly. Maybe I just want to keep the land on top because then Goblin Guide works on our team. It's interesting. Alright. Might have a bit too much interaction and not enough proactiveness this game. Get that distinct suspicion. Get that distinct suspicion. Boop. Mutagenic growth, get you. I think I'm just gonna play this tapped because I'm like never shocking myself, so. Oh my god, Mike. Are you gonna be at the GP, by the way, Mike? I assume not based on the way you worded that sentence, but. Alright, I'm ready for them to like... I don't know, I'm probably just meant to play this tapped and pass the turn rather than get down my Omen. Letting myself get hit by a hasty creature is just like really rough. Especially if my opponent's being smart and playing around Bolt. Oh, that makes sense, Mike. Well, I hope to see you there, but I also understand if you decide not to travel up for the sake of side events or what have you. Oh my gosh, so many spikes. We have 2 cards in hand, so we're probably dead here. We're just like not really done anything this game. No ramp spells is a tough place to be. Hopefully they're holding a land for Searing Blaze, as unlikely as that is. I assume that is not the case though, otherwise they would not fire off a Skullcrack like that. Yep. Okay. Opponent's like, what the hell are you doing? Alright. On the play, we're going to have turn 3 Baloth, turn 4 Thragtusk. It's going to be beautiful. You know, Simon Nielsen's opinion on whether TitanShift was good or not was he is still unsure how the dredge matchup is, even with main deck Angers and Relics. He reckons if you think you're favored with main deck Angers and Relics against dredge, then the deck is good. Otherwise, it's probably not good. Which is an interesting position for him to take. I guess I'm keeping this, right? I don't know how I'm leading. So I can either suspend search or I can set up the turn 2 Steve. I guess I'd rather just suspend search. Because then I could draw a basic for Steve. The other option is I just like accept that I'm using a shock land. It's not the end of the world with me on the play. Can have a bit of a faster start this game. Scary. They have the good one drop. This is a nice one. I really just want to play Steve this turn though, don't I? The fact that I can't bolt off the land I already have in play. Oh, you don't know if I can play GDS? I'm pretty sure GDS is available. Freed. But I'm not sure how much I actually like it as a deck at the moment. Alright. Well, they probably don't have Blazers in post board, so I'm just going to run out the Steve and block. Get our mana going. If they tap out for something here, then we get to Baloth next turn. Or Thragtusk, one of the two. Yeah, odds of Blazers low exactly. In post-board games. When was the last time you saw GDS win anything though, or do well at anything? It just doesn't happen. Because the deck's super medium. It's just not a thing that happens. Oh, they're holding up Skullcrack? That's rude. The trophy leader only plays GDS. That's interesting to know. I was not aware of that. Right. So they're probably holding up Skullcrack here. Which doesn't really incline me towards playing a Baloth. At the same time, I get a blocker. If they don't have the Skullcrack, it's obviously ridiculous for me. The other option is I go 2-drop a Wood Elves. Do I have to kill then next turn? I think I'm 1 mana short of the kill then, sadly. Alright, I'll get the stupid 4-4. Yeah, the 4-4 should still buy us enough time with the Scapeshift coming in a couple turns, for sure. Yeah. You had the Skullcrack, we all knew this. It's not surprising. Alright. Carry on your merry way. Obviously you have to play a Valakut there. So that we can potentially ramp spell if we want. I guess it doesn't make any difference. It doesn't actually make any difference. We can't go ramp spell to Scapeshift next turn anyway because we have to pay for the Pact. I don't know. There's like some amount of temptation to get a ramp creature, except for the fact that you can't actually Scapeshift the turn after anyway. You'd have played the Stomping Ground for the third green source. I guess then you don't expose yourself to something weird like Molten Rain killing you. Not that you really see Molten Rain much, but that is like low-key a concern. Alright, no attacks. Good news. Yeah, that makes sense, Phil. For sure. So I can play the Valakut and then next turn they die. Do like the sound of that. They can only put me to 11 here. Maybe they can put me to 8. Even then I have a bolt for their guide. So I'm like very likely to untap and kill them next turn. Yeah, this turn I was meant to play the Stomping Ground tapped too. Because I might want to Farseek into Scapeshift if they take me off a land somehow, or gain life off a... Yeah, we want to be able to kill them through Lightning Helix. So, we actually want the third green source for next turn. So now I'm just, like, dealing 2 damage to myself that I didn't have to deal. Which could matter if they pass the turn with, like, triple red up, because then they can triple bolt me after I shock myself. Oh, just bolt face? I guess. That is fair. That does it. Yep. That makes sense, Freed. Resolves. Think you are dead, friend. I suspect you are as dead as a dodo. And dodos are in fact known for being dead. Just to be clear, if we 5-0 this league, I'm going to be incredibly tilted. Because I don't really want to play this deck. I just thought it might be okay positioned at the moment. Maybe, Phil, maybe. Yield. Maybe there is some talent to go with the luck. Oh my god. Turns out being lucky is good when you're playing TitanShift. Things we've learned on this day. Things we have learned. It is freed, but I don't know what to tell you. Like, some decks are slower than other decks. This deck has more interaction than Storm does, at least. Also, the problem is, I can't play KCI. Like, I'm not saying TitanShift is a better deck than KCI, dear god no, but it's a team unified modern tournament. Like, you just have to... You have to avoid a certain portion of the card pool based on what your teammates are doing. hope you don't play against those matchups, like, to an extent. You have some interaction for those matchups too, to slow them down. Like, you can interact with their deck, whereas they can't easily interact with yours. That has to be worth something, right? Like, when you're playing against Storm, you have relics for their combo, and you have bolts to kill their discount bears, whereas they can't interact with your lands at all, outside of, like, one sideboard wipe away and a couple remands. So, like, sure, they're the faster deck, but I don't think that's, like, the be-all and end-all. TitanShift, best deck in format if the format starts on turn 5. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Except it probably isn't the best deck in the format then. Probably goes to, like, blue-white control. Oh. It might be on a creature deck, then we feel really smart. Well, this is just the TitanShift life, right? Just crossing your fingers a bunch. You hate these hands. I'm also not a fan of these hands. I feel like keeping a hand like this is what lost us the game against Burn. Just, like, too much interaction. Goodbye, Wood Elves, my old friend. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, I'm just gonna draw 3 lands in a row and play this Primeval Titan. Yeah. You're probably alright. You're probably just meant to mulligan this hand. That's probably being ridiculous. We're just gonna lose to Jund now because our hand isn't very proactive. I completely agree. At least I can discard an Anger of the Gods. That's nice. Also can literally never race this Liliana. This is probably still fine. That is a generous description of what's going on right now. Like, I don't think turn 6 Titan is going to do it. So, especially with them chewing through our hand. We're going to have to, like, send a bolt at Lily. I think this means we actually can't win the game anymore. If I Pact for Sakura... Yeah, I guess I can play the Pact on my next turn, and then I have 4 mana and I go up to 5 and have Titan the turn after. You're probably right. Probably right about that, Crasto. Wow. Oh boy. They're just gonna chew through all our lands of this Liliana. We can't answer the Goyf. Wait, what? Oh, they wanted to put the Lily in the graveyard for the Tarmogoyf. That seems excessively cute. I can't imagine that is correct, is it? They can just do that. I guess they can't do that next turn. They want to put us on a 2-turn clock. Then we draw like Sakura-Tribe Elder and block. I guess them sacking probably means they drew a removal spell for Steve. Most likely. Right, so we definitely want trackers. We definitely want Baloths. Definitely take out these Anger of the Gods. I assume we want Relic because of Goyf. Pact seems terrifying against the Fulminator Mage deck. Omen's pretty easy for them to interact with, I guess. On the play, you like Acid-Moss. Yeah, I could see that being the case. Pact for an Elder and get a land. That wouldn't have changed the outcome of the game for what it's worth, but I guess you're probably correct. I'm probably meant to cut bolts, honestly. What do bolts even kill? They kill, like, Dark Confidant. I guess they help deal with Lily. I feel just like I just want to have threats and be focused on that instead. So I can keep in, like, one of these as the final slot, or I can bring in a Thragtusk, which doesn't seem great to me, but I guess. Let's try this. The mono green deck. Mono green mid range. This is really good against discard spells. I assume I have to mulligan this though. It's really good against discard spells and Fulminator Mage, but it also does literal nothing. Probably better. Just needs an untapped land. Easy keep. Do you really think it was actually an easy keep? 6 lands, Relic? It's just like so likely not to do anything. Even if it draws a threat, it doesn't get to do anything. Like, even if they cast a discard spell against this hand, we're still doing stuff. Yeah, the Relic is good, but it's not good enough to make up for having 0 other spells. I have to imagine. Like, 0 other spells is not an exciting place to be in your life. Gives them perfect info, but that's fine. I want to get this out of my hand before another Inquisition can hit me. Yeah, the black-green matchup is pretty good, I have to assume, based on the fact that I've lost the black-green repeatedly from the other side. Steve is nice. Alright. So I can play out Steve, and then I can sack Relic on their end step to keep playing around discard spells. Try and draw for the 6th land. Hope they don't have a Lily to plus. Even if they do have a Lily to plus, the Relic helps with that a tiny bit. Which is nice. I'm actually gonna go get a forest because of Fulminator. I'd like to still be able to cast my double green spells. It makes my prime time a bit worse, but that's fair, Phil. I just feel like we have to hit our land drop, so we're gonna have to play the Relic out at some point, but like I don't know how we really avoid that happening. Land. No! No! Not like this. Huh? And they get to draw 1,000,000 cards towards Fort Caesars and tear apart our hand. Or they get to surgical this. This sucks. I guess I have to attack. Like, if they start chump blocking, they're drawing less cards, which is good for us. Yeah, this is good, right? We just stop them drawing into their deck if they double block. This seems amazing for us. I guess they figure they have all the cards they need, maybe? But we just need to buy time, and then they'll die. Time to learn why black-green is better than Jund because of Field of Ruins. Plus Surgical. If they're playing ley lines, they don't get to run Surgical though, in addition. It's like one or the other. Yeah, that makes sense, red hand. They are missing land drops though. That's good news for us. Or has to be. Especially with like stuff like Scoos in hand that are mana intensive. If we draw a land, they die to the Scapeshift, potentially. Never mind. Alright, I guess I attack with my beast. And they're gonna block and Stone Rain us. What are they doing? They're hitting the Cinder Glade? What? This is strange to me. I don't entirely understand. I guess I maybe wanted to get a forest just so I have more mountains in my deck there. Alright. Swingsies. If they block, that's fine. If they don't block, they take 1,000,000 and just die to our creatures. I say, as they have a Scavenging Ooze in hand and Goyfs in their deck. Creatures aren't actually too relevant against all that stuff. Is it weird? I guess I do want to cast the Baloth, because if they go Lily plus to take the Scapeshift, there's a decent chance they just die to the creatures being on board. Whereas if they don't go Lily plus, it's just like strictly better to have the Baloth on board. I don't know. Losing the Scapeshift would suck though. It's like the one way we could realistically lose this game, other than them hitting a surgical. Fourth Dark Confidant, yep. Sounds about right. Death by Bob. Thank God. Alright. How many mountains are even left in the deck at the moment? So we're going to grab a Cinder Glade. Steve for Forest. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hopefully, our opponent rolls over here and dies. Surgical, yeah. This is so miserable. I don't know how I've lost this so much from the other side, but like neither of these games have felt remotely close from my side. I guess I just want to thin lands out of the deck now, so I can draw more creatures. Opponent's game plan hardly ever works. I mean, they beat us game 1, like, very, very easily as well, though. Game 1 was not remotely competitive. So these fetch 2 mountains, Cinder Glade. That makes sense, Phil. We've been, like, fairly dudley both games, I guess. Attack with both. They can trade the Scoos with this, which I'm pretty happy with, because it means the Scoos isn't growing any bigger. Or they can go to 2, which is also fine. Alright. We don't have bolts in the deck. So whatever we do to them, we have to do by attacking. I'm wondering if I meant to crack these fetches or not. I don't have Summoner's Pact in the deck. But I could draw one of my 2 Tireless Trackers, which would make me want to have the fetch lands in play. Whereas cracking them gets rid of 3 dead draws. Which, like, gets rid of, like, 12% of our deck or something like that. So probably just meant to crack them. It does make Tracker a lot worse, though. Yeah, I kind of want to keep them for Tracker. We make 12% of our draws dramatically worse, but in exchange we make 8% of our draws, like, infinitely better. It's kind of tough. I'm not under any pressure. Yeah, that is true. How many spells matter? It's like Tracker, Prime Time, Baloth. So like yeah, it's just the creatures that matter exactly. I think I'm just gonna draw because of Tracker. I'm not sure whether that's correct or not. I wanted to crack the Relic, though, to find the 6th land for Primetime. Slamming Primetime on that turn would have been so good for us. I feel like I meant to crack the Relic because of the Primetime in my hand, right? Hey, Raymond. GP Warsaw didn't do terribly well. My pool was kind of medium. Probably didn't build it quite optimally. Ended up throwing one game at one point. What am I even doing with this? Do I even want to cast this? The moment my fetch lands find the remaining lands in my deck anyway, I think I just hold this in hand. It's like Liliana food. Alright. Well, hopefully this Bob treats us well. We do have a lot of creatures in the yard for them to eat, though. Which is definitely a thing. Wow, Scavenging Ooze. Domes them for 2. Awesome. Oh my god, Raymond. That sounds amazing. Doom Whisperer is such a messed up card in Limited. Goodbye, Wood Elves. Oh, this gets to kill the Bob next turn. So they're now not gonna die to their Bob, sadly. I think we're just super dead. We shall see. Yeah, they exile Primetime over Mage because of Lily, I guess. Alright, I'm not sure how much clues even accomplish, because feels like most of the cards in our deck don't do anything at this point, but I'm going to crack them in the end of my opponent's turn to play around discard spells. Aw, thank you so much, Nantu J Nun. Really appreciate you becoming a Knight of Autumn and showing me some support. Means a lot to me. Everyone gets some hearts in chat for our new subscriber, our new Knight. Skew's too strong. That's an aggressive description of Skews. Skews is pretty good though. Browning green-black players. We have not been browning this green-black player. We destroyed KCI, destroyed Burn, and now we're losing to black-green very easily. Because apparently that's how the matchups go with TitanShift. We are having wholly representative matchups. Alright. This Relic's kinda nice. Oh, thank you, Nantu. That means a lot to me to hear that. Thank you so much for the kind words. Nice 1/1 for 2, indeed. I get to like Relic this Goyf now, which is pretty nice. Take the text off this piece of cardboard. Attack first, then Relic. Oh, because they could block. I don't know that I'm even attacking though. I could have killed Goyf, but I'd lose a creature in the process, right? I guess I can cast the Relic and then attack. I just don't know that the attacks are even good for me is the problem. Because I end up losing one of my creatures and they lose one of theirs, and then it's just like, whatever, we're back where we were. It just doesn't achieve anything. We can kill this treetop village. Get no lands, but take the treetop out of play. I don't know whether that's better than cracking the clue or not. It's like kind of something. I guess I meant to do that before cracking the relic. Oh, I'm so silly. They now have a 2/3 again. I'm really unsure how we ever win this. We have to like... Oh, we drew it from the crack. You're correct. I'm being... Yeah. We have to draw like running prime times to win this game. It feels like, because we need 2 prime times, because one's just gonna like get blocked by a Scavenging Ooze anyway. So awkward. Beatable magic cards. It's now a 3/3. Can't block the Goyf. I feel like I'm meant to attack and hope they single block. Apparently so, Raymond. Apparently so. I'm going to attack and hope they single block, which is like obviously incorrect on their part, but I feel like it's one of the only ways we can realistically win this game. Yeah, opponent is smart, sadly. I feel like we're meant to do that attack though. We should have kept in a single bolt for this exact scenario. Yeah, probably. That was a sad game. Surgical OP. That's definitely not results orientated. Not in any way. Could never accuse you of such a thing. I mean, fair enough, Reed, but like, I feel like we have to go for it because it's the literal only way we can win from there. Is hoping that they mess up against the onboard trick. What would you have taken out instead, Crasto? Oh my god, Phil. The very fact that would be asking that question shows what the answer is, though, is the problem. This hand is nice. What's next? We beat Storm. Apparently we're against KCI again. But we also drew a very poor magic card there. So Forest Search, I suppose. It means we don't get to hold up Bolt, but it gets us towards our basic count for the Cinder Glade. Why wouldn't you game the questions though, Hunter? Shock life doesn't matter, but we have a Cinder Glade in hand. Having that come in untapped could be relevant at some point for Scapeshift. Perfect. Like, if we drew a basic mountain there, we'd want to play Relic, hold up Relic activation. And then, like, we could draw a 2-mana ramp spell and want to go, like, Cinder Glade, cast ramp spell, hold up Relic. I don't know. I feel like getting a forest there is fine. I've seen a single prairie stream in blue-white before, which is likely incorrect, but it is something people have done. It is not that unusual. That's the only time I've ever seen them, though, outside of this. Also in Battle of Wits decks, but... See you, Phil. I'm sure we'll beat our favourable matchup very easily, right? That's how this goes. We're gonna beat this and then lose to Jund next round. Just hold up our relic. What on earth? If this deck beats all linear decks and folds the Jund, it's probably great. This is true. This is true. I just never want to crack this relic. It feels like they're not trying to combo me because there's a relic in play. As long as we keep like drawing lands like this, we'll get there eventually. It begins. That is true, VTCLA. And then they'll go for it and have to cross our fingers. The reservoir's kind of scary to play against. Makes your fate, like, incredibly clear. Is the reservoir something people play just to make the deck playable online? Or, do you ever see it in paper? Yeah, it's an MTGO card. Makes sense. Seems not great for us. Yeah, the reservoir is definitely making it better against this relic. We might stand a chance this game if not for the reservoir, but just don't see that we can ever win this. They return the star. And when this dies, they get back a 2-drop, so no matter what, they're getting something here. I'm fairly certain I just can't win this. Because they get to sack the Mind Stone now to return like a 1-drop, and then they have 2 1-drops in hand. And they go play a 1-drop crack it. Yeah, I'm just dead. Cool. Yeah, for sure, Squirmit, I agree. We're colder than the North Pole right now. Oh my gosh. Colder than the furthest corner of Pluto. Right. Ruric, Thar, get in the deck. You got a job to do. That job is roughly the same as all your other jobs. It involves smashing faces a lot. So, take out these Angers. Take out these bolts. I think this is what we did earlier. Oh, we also brought in the second Acid-Moss earlier. Just demise. Can't remember what we took out for that. I think it was like one of the win cons, like a Primeval Titan, because we're bringing in the Ruric Thar. And Titan's a bit slower than Scapeshift. They're playing Reservoir so that they can speed up their combo feed to make their deck easier to play on Modo. Alright, this seems fine. If we draw lands, we have a turn 4 Ruric Thar with a Reclamation Sage on the way, potentially. Ooh, no trinkets. Interesting. Right, fire off a Farseek. Accrue ourselves some grounds on which to stomp. Oh, we don't fetch then because we want man. That's a fair point, Bobbin. I think I agree with that. Alright, so I can either ramp spell and try and set up Ruric Thar, or I can Rec Sage the Opal. Right, I only get to do one. Only get to do one of those. I suspect I'm just meant to build towards the Ruric Thar to try and end this game. Just like hope we're not dead next turn. Somehow. Yeah, it time walks us both, except like they also get an extra top deck on the turn after. So I guess we just want to do this as a result. That's good news for us. They didn't slam a KCI. They might have a second Mopal. Potentially. They do not. Huh. I mean... negate? No. Ruric Thar smash. That's something you can cast a Ruric Thar and play. I guess they need 2 Scrap Trawlers, right? They need 2 Scrap Trawlers to block Ruric Thar properly. Oh my lord, that's so nice. So heckin' nice. You could play Prismatic Omen to kill them next turn, or I could Relic. I guess I'd rather play the Omen, right? And then they're just dead to the Primetime. Primetime only deals 12, actually. It also lets me shoot Scrap Trawlers out of the way, though, with Primetime. Which is really nice, too. And any land kills them. Yeah, so I meant to play the Omen, I guess. Because then any land kills them. Rather than playing out the Relic to eat the Trawler. Wow. Interesting. That's scary. Still just gonna do this. Second Scrap Trawler. KCI. Sure, you take 6. Trigger. Yep, you get back your Pyrite Spellbomb, deal. Need a Pikachu emoji. Oh my god. Oh, if they have a Spine of Ishtar, yeah, they can win then. Oh, they're hoping to block with the Scrap Trawlers. Which is going to make this prime time really awkward for them. I guess they can go tutor the Spine of Ishtar now. I'm gonna be really impressed if they win from here. They go tutor Spine. They can go like... So they also have to kill us this turn as well. A for Flux Reservoir. Uh-huh. I'm gonna sack 2 of the things to cast the Reservoir so they can get both back from their triggers. They're actually gonna win this because of the stupid Reservoir, huh? I wonder if we get there if we hold up Relic instead. Because then we'd have like got to completely nerf that turn. And they wouldn't have had enough life for a Nature's Claim. Like, it's actually going to be pretty hard for us to win from here. I assume they can just kill us, even. This is impressive. Opponents played this so well. A sideboard card has just done, like, nothing other than give them a hoop to jump through. Which I guess is what all sideboard cards do against KCI. Ultimately. They can't cast a free drop. That is true. They can cast a 1-drop though. Which I think breaks even on life, but goes plus on mana. Yeah, it breaks even on life. So they still end up back on 7. And at this point, the Ruric Thar is doing nothing. Because any spell they cast is dealing less than they're gaining. Huh. If we cast a Relic, maybe we win this. I was thinking, I just didn't know how they'd ever kill us for a Ruric Thar is the thing. And having the Omen in play made sense for like ensuring we had lethal next turn. This is pretty ridiculous, Squirmet. Yeah, they go infinite now, I think. That was very impressive, yeah. Can you donate bits to the opponent? Might be tricky too. I can't BTCLA, I can't. My team already has an Ancient Stirrings deck as the problem. Otherwise I would just play KCI because I'm aware it's just the best deck. But my team already has an Ancient Stirrings deck. I have to find a deck that doesn't play Ancient Stirrings or Noble Hierarch, which is really challenging because those are like the 2 good cards in the format. So, what are the restrictions? So it's Unified Modern. Our team has Bant Spirits and Hardened Scales. So, I'm limited to the portions of the format that are not those decks. I'm currently expecting to play Storm, but that is dependent on me learning Storm. Alright, I am gonna go get some water a sec before our final round, where we attempt to get this trophy. This 3-2 even. 3-2 trophy, same thing. I'll respond to everyone once I'm back in a moment. I've still not updated the schedule on the layout, have I? Alright. Let's, so, Hollow Phoenix, Hollow 1, probably Phoenix, Storm, or Dredge. I don't know, I'm planning on playing some Hollowed Phoenix and seeing how I like it. Do people actually think it's just busted? It looks like fine. I was really unimpressed with the Is It Phoenix deck, but the Hollow 1 Phoenix deck does look better than that for sure. Lantern plays Ancient Stirring, so I cannot play it. That is interesting, Bobbin. Smoking people is bester. I get the nice easy smoke seat, whereas whilst my teammates have to think. Ooh, I'm against Georgia. This is fine. This ramps very well. We can use Explores to dig for payoffs. What card is this? This is Aeon Chronicler. In fact, we're against Bant Spirits, yeah. This is what Georgia has been testing recently. Makes sense. Mwonvuli Acid-Moss, oh my god. I'm so excited for this Acid-Moss. That is fine. Alright, so we go Explore. And then I can Tribe Elder. Alright, that is fine. Means they're tapped out against us, which is nice. Next time we get to blow up a land. Aw, hey Daniel. Good to see you, friend. Alright. Blow up your hallowed fountain. Oh my gosh. Mwonvuli Acid-Moss gives me life. What is this magic card? I do need to draw a win con at some point in this game. That is a relevant issue right now. Yeah. Oh. This is not ideal. So I guess I need to hold one of these because of prime time. Yeah, I need to hold the mountain in hand and keep the fetch land uncracked. Yeah, you're right, VT. Because then prime time gets 2 Valakuts and we start blowing stuff up. Why not play Hollow One? I mean, I'm gonna try Hollow One. I don't know that whether it's good or not, but I'm interested in giving it a try. It's like a deck I currently have on my account to play today. Come on, prime time, please. That'll do. That'll do. Don't have Spell Queller up. They could have Coco into Spell Queller. Should be a problem. Even sacking the Wanderer stops the prime time from getting as many triggers. Right? Which is pretty annoying. Like, if they go Coco into 2 spirits, the Wanderer probably just stops us doing anything this turn and we die. We need opponent to brick so badly. They did not. Yeah, we knew that there was this risk when we kept the opener. I felt like the hand ramped so well and we had the explores to cantrip. Stirrings does in fact find Hollow One. The problem is it doesn't find any of the other deck cards you'd want to put in a Hollow One deck. Which is a slight issue. I feel like the fact that Stirrings finds Hollow One was discussed on Game Discord fairly recently. So they just have to sack both Wanderers and then we die. Yeah. Alright. That was a sad game to lose. Considering how good the Acid-Moss was that game. Let's want all of this. We want to take out the stupid relics. Since they don't do anything, we probably want to take out this Acid-Moss despite that game. Jarvis! Hey friend. Good to see you. You know, it's hard to believe, but Ancient Stirrings is not a demonic tutor. It feels like it sometimes. 6 power and 6 toughness. That's so many stats. I feel like I don't want Baloth, just because their creatures grow, like, exponentially because of the lords. I don't feel like the life gain of the Baloth is relevant. I feel like we just want to be as linear as possible with, like, interaction, but slowing ourselves down to play a bunch of, please don't say exponentially. Okay, so what is the rate of growth you'd use to describe, to say, like, merfolk growth? So you have 2 power, and then you have 6 power, and then you have 12 power quadratically. Okay, we'll go with quadratically. Okay, this hand is nice. Oh my god. Be careful, Jarvis has a mod sword. This could go badly for you. Exponential growth is e to the x, 2 to the x, etc. That makes sense. So it's like a very specific thing. Noble Hierarch. Yeah, best start in the deck. Why would we trust you with a sword, Daniel? That sounds terrifying. You have an exponential number of swords. I kind of want to get a Stomping Ground here. It's gonna hurt. But I've got this Prime Time in hand, and I'd like it to bolt something when it comes in. So I think it's worth shocking ourselves once here. Weirdly. Just, like, make the Prime Time trigger as good as possible. One to the X is in fact not great at that. Probably get basic Mountain there off the Farseek. Because we can't get it off the fetch land, right? Also, Cinder Glade is definitely untapped. We have the Search for Tomorrow coming off, though. So it's going to happen anyway. That is a fair point. So we get to go explore. So I can cast Search for Tomorrow into the Wanderer. Or I can just leave it be and cast the Elder instead. Casting the Elder seems a bit better. Uses our mana less efficiently, but like this way we can save the Search for like a Valakut trigger rather than just running it into the Wanderer for no good reason. You've been nice for a whole 20 minutes, Daniel. Jeez, clearly you deserve to be modded. Is this a Lord? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I get to go prime time, fetch 2 mountains, try and blow up the Lord, and then I can save the Elder to blow up the Lord on their turn, I guess is the plan. It means I don't get to have 2 Valakuts in play, which is pretty sad. But it means I can also try and get the Lord out of play, which is worth a lot. Or I can just draw Lightning Bolt. I'm going to do this. Yeah, so I have to get 2 mountains to complete the set. Shoot this once, shoot their face once. Then they're going to sack the Selfless Spirit, and we get to go upkeep. Sack Steve to try and kill the Drogskull. Oh, I can kill the Hierarch. Jeez. Oh, well, we have to do it on... Oh, yes, we can do it on our turn, can't we? Yeah, you're right. In response to the activation. Yeah. No reason to wait, then. You're correct. Yeah, don't shoot Hierarchs of Selfless. You're correct. That was silly of me. I got distracted by the fact it was presenting it as an option. I meant to go face and put them to 12, though. Make it more likely that I just get to kill them next turn. Okay. They can only put us to 1 here if they had a Lord, which they did not, thankfully. If they have a Path to Exile, this game's going to be really close. Honestly, if they have a Path to Exile, they might just win this. No Path to Exile, thank God. That is excellent news. So now they just die because of the Valakut. Bolt you. Oh my God. That is the plan. Alright. I'm just going to run this back. Ruric Thar has reach. Alright. Got a removal spell, got some ramp. Hand seems perfectly reasonable. Ooh, a bolt is not bad. Bolt is not bad at all. So let's go fetch a mountain, hold up bolt. Kill a wanderer or something. Not a wanderer, a phantom. Kill basically anything that gets put in front of it, honestly, just slow them down. Since we're tapping out for a ramp spell next turn. Oh my god, Squirmit. That is certainly a thing you could choose to do. Worship incoming? Worship seems garbage, right? Also, I'm pretty sure my opponent is one of my teammates. Who are smartly not playing Worship, because Worship's just not a good magic card. Boop. Would like to boop your phantom, please. If you find that acceptable. Phantom time. Wanderer time. Yeah, that's what I meant. So they can cancel this. I'm just gonna very aggressively Abrade this, I think. Since otherwise our Abrade's gonna go dead pretty quickly. Like, if we don't Abrade this, the Anger of the Gods potentially just doesn't do anything, is the problem. Because they can play a second Phantom or an Image or something like that. I think we're going to have enough time to cast our ramp spells. I just want to make sure that doesn't stick in play. Anger of the Gods seems really awkward against the Selfless Spirit deck. I will say that much. Probably getting Spell Quellered, I assume. No. Wow, that's good news for me. Well on my way to the Scapeshift. Disinformation Campaign is your new favorite standard card. That card is so miserable, Daniel. God, I can't stand Disinformation Campaign in like any format. It's so demoralizing to play against. Was the problem? Scary. Your favorite card is Llanowar Elves. Well then. This got awkward. Right, please don't have a second Drug Skull Captain. Nice. Oh my god, that's so good. That's so good. That felt nice. Another Coco. Yep. Drogskull. Geist. God damn it. If we lose this game after that anger, I'm gonna be so sad. This is 2, 5, 9 damage, so we're actually just dead next turn. If they have a Spell Queller, we just lose the game. Either Spell Queller or a Disdainful Stroke, we lose the game. I guess a removal spell would buy us a turn. Or kill the Spell Queller, more likely. Is this good enough? Fetch 2 Valakuts, but that only deals 6. This is a tough turn. If I play Scapeshift, I lose to Spell Queller, which they still have 3 of left in their deck. If I play Prime Time, I get 2 Valakuts. I go Mountain, shoot this, shoot you. I have the Prime Time to block the Geist. So I'm only taking 4 in the air, so Spell Queller would only put me to 2. You jam? I think it's kind of close. I think the Primetime resolving is very likely to win us the game. Right? Feels that way. I get to shoot down the Drug Skull. I guess, casting Primetime means we lose to another Drug Skull, which otherwise does nothing. Alright, I'm sold. I'm just gonna Scapeshift. Like, I don't want to just, like, lose to a Drug Skull captain that currently does literal nothing by casting the Primetime. What's my Forerunner at the moment? Probably Storm, but I've not actually played any games with it, so that's a bit awkward. Definitely not this deck, though. It has performed better than I was anticipating. Honestly feels pretty reasonable. I don't know, I'm really curious to see how the Hollow One Phoenix deck performs. If that deck performs well, that will make things interesting. Alright, nice 3-2. Easy. That's like my 12th 3-2 in a row in Modern. It's starting to get frustrating that, like, none of my league results have any meaning. Defense Grid. Ooh, thanks for checking that for me, Jarvis. It's worth like a tick. This is 9th edition. It's worth like a bit under a tick. Cool. I'll probably end up selling that because it's kind of ugly. The white border. Alright. That one, like, pretty fine. This 75 felt very solid to me, honestly. I was pretty pleased with the random Acid-Moss. Urza's Destiny is the best. Whichever one's black bordered is the best. I don't know which one that would be there.